the home of the do-it-yourself trucker. When everything goes wrong, you gotta Redneckanize.
Man, all right. Good old Leland Martin, can't go wrong with that. I remember seeing him out at the truck show in the parking lot, one of the first years we were out there, and it was all cold and everything, but he was up there on that trailer singing away, and it was a lot of fun. And that's what started it all. You know, we said, hey, we got to keep coming back here and making sure this happens every year. So that's why we came together and formed Redneckanize. So it's history being made there. A lot of reminiscing going on. So yeah, welcome back. This is Redneckanize. Check us out, redneckanize.com, and check out our videos on YouTube. We appreciate everybody watching that and supporting the YouTube channel. It's been a great success here so far, and we're just going to keep throwing videos out there, and we hope everybody keeps enjoying them. Leave us comments, like and share them. Let us know what you think. We appreciate any kind of help. So let's go to the phone, see what's going on. Man, tick, tick, tick. There we go. How about it now? What's going on, bud?
Hey, good, interesting show tonight. Heard Travis called in. It's always nice to hear from Travis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's great.
He's a successful man. He's getting it done.
Rocking and rolling, isn't he? Man, oh, man.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, I don't even know where to start, That little accident up there in Illinois, I think you said it was, where a driver run off the road and died in a truck. They found him a couple hours later or something.
Yeah.
Tell you, people take drivers out here, they take too much for granted.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. The older you get, the more you think about it, and it's like when you walk out of the house and you get in the truck and you leave, you don't know. You never know if that's your last ride or not. You don't know if you're coming home or, and it's like everybody takes stuff for granted. We've all got an expiration date on us, and none of us know when it is.
Yeah.
So you got to try to make the best of it. Do your job as safe as you can, and pray to the good Lord that you make it home safe, and everyone around you gets there safe. Going out here driving, acting like a fool, is not going to make you any more money, and it's not going to make you rich.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, if it was, and it's crazy. I mean, you see it all the time. You get down the road. It's just that accident over in Fort Worth here last week. I spent 4 days in Texas, snowed in out there because it wasn't that you couldn't move, but it was bad. I mean, it was bad for them. For Texas, it was bad. For us up in the Northeast, it wasn't no big deal. That was like snow flurries to us.
Right.
But when you get out of Texas, they're not capable of dealing with that, and I don't understand because they know the South. People down south down there, they get this. They may not get it every year. They might not get it all the time. But when they get it, they get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time that they start, it's time these states, these southern states and stuff, starts realizing that they're going to have to get some equipment to start dealing with this a little bit. If it ain't anything other than salt spreaders, and start have a salt truck down there to where they can pick some of these problem areas and put a little bit of salt on the roads, to get taken care of it. Sand don't cut it. It'll help, but it don't cut it.
Exactly.
They have no snowplow. They have nothing. I was in Dallas the other day, and I had to chuckle. Thursday, I sat there. I got out there Saturday. I loaded it up just north of Sankton, Missouri, Bertrand, Missouri. I dropped it up to get it to the power unit, or power only load. Took it out to supposed to go out to Arlington. I left Missouri at noon on Saturday. I was out there at 10:30 Saturday night. I was out in Arlington. I drove straight out there because they needed it by 2 o'clock Sunday morning. I get out there, and the guard said, well, they're not open. They don't know this load ain't scheduled till 2200 Sunday night. I said, well, told me 2 o'clock. No, okay. I'll bring it back tomorrow night. Well, it started storming. That's when the storm came in. It started snowing. So needless to say, I sat there, long story short, sat there from Sunday until Thursday. Thursday, they decided, okay, take it over, because I had 2 stops on it. Just take it over to the warehouse, and they're going to take it all off there, Sandy Bills, and you're out there. I was supposed to bring a load back, load empty racks or whatever back over to Missouri. It didn't happen. They unloaded the trailer, and then they said, no, you got to take the other stop over to the GM Fest. No, can't do that. They're not receiving. They don't know when they're going to open back up.
Right.
They just say, we dropped the trailer over the drop yard, and he told me, just bobtail back to Missouri and get your trailer. So Thursday night, I bobtailed from Grand Prairie all the way back to just north of Sykes. So I get back over, got a trail. But, it's like, they need to start getting something. They was out there, when I went over there Thursday morning, about 11 o'clock, I went across 20. I stayed there at the TA at Dallas, what a joke that place is. Right there at Montague. But I was there for 4 days, I got fuel the first night, so your parking was free. And the other 3 nights, it was $75 to sit there and burn fuel. Okay. But anyhow, that doesn't matter. That's the cost of doing business. You got to expect that. But when I went out there and started over toward Grand Prairie, they had high lifts, big rubber tied loaders, high lifts, pushing snow off the road. I'm thinking, it would be so much cheaper, so much easier to just get a couple of snow plows for these, here and there. I mean, buy some snow plows. So it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. One of them deals. If they never use them, they got them. If they do ever need them, and the weather's changing. Years ago, you'd never seen stuff like that. And once in a while, they get a little, flurry down there or something, a little bit. They got a lot of problem with ice down there, I know, but snow, nothing like this. And everybody wants to point the finger and blame everybody else. These states cannot blame everybody else for their own stupidity.
Yeah.
Now, that's the way I look at it. All right? But either or, I mean, it's just unbelievable where the country's going. And then that up there, with the trucking and the COVID and all this. I'm not saying that there's not a virus. There is a virus going around. But why is it? Since the virus come around, since this COVID crap started, you don't hear anything. You don't hear anything about the normal seasonal flu anymore. Nobody gets the seasonal flu anymore. Everybody's got COVID. Every time somebody dies, heart attack, stroke, anything, it's COVID.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's just total nonsense. I understand, but then I just see on the news. I mean, every time the levels start coming down and periods start flattening out, and leveling out, they're getting control of it. Now I just saw where they're trying to say, well, now the animals is getting it, so now it's going to spike again, and it's going to start jumping from animals back to humans again.
Right.
It's a scare tactic. They're trying to keep everybody paranoid so they can control everybody, and I honestly believe that's what it is, because they're never going to let this go. Since that COVID started, the price of plexiglass went through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
All right, masks. Everywhere you look, there's some people selling masks. They're even selling them little things for your finger, whatever they are, to touch the sinks, to hit keypads and open doors, and they're putting hooks on the doors so you reach down and pull the bathroom door, or the door's open with your foot so you don't have to touch it.
They got the hooks for your arms and all that stuff. They're put, every piece of metal that they can think of, Yeah.
Right, and it's crazy, and then they're talking, about, what irritates me the most about all this is they talk about the essential workers, your first responders. You want to talk about first responders, and anybody you can agree to disagree with me, anybody can, but your first responders out here is the trucking industry, the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Because if the trucking industry shut these trucks down, there wouldn't be no need for police or doctors or nurses or anything, because there wouldn't be none, because they wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
They fail to realize and it goes back to that theory. If you got it, a truck bought it, because everything in that hospital, it gets there by a truck. That's some fashion, form or fashion. It gets there by truck. If the trucks don't run, they don't have nothing. But you hear them talk about the healthcare workers, the police, the fire, When was the last time you don't hear him mention a word about trucks until that article you read today about how they went? Give me a break.
Well, and
these trucks is out there. They're running cross country. They're traveling the whole country, Canada, wherever, Mexico, where they're running all over the place. Have you ever heard anybody say anything about any of the healthcare workers? They're getting it. They never say anything about truck drivers, and we're out here dealing with how many people a day. They act like we sent these trucks 24/7, so we're isolated in here by ourselves. we're quarantined. We self-quarantine because we're sitting in the cab of these trucks. We deal with shippers. We deal with receivers. We're in and out of truck stops, getting fuel. We don't sit in these trucks all the time.
Yeah.
They think all we do is just sit here and turn the steering wheel. The truck automatically docks itself. We don't have to talk to nobody. The bills just apparently, just appear in the truck when you get done. And, when you get to the other end, they just automatically unload it. You just drive off, and you don't have to talk to nobody. No, it don't work that way. It's getting to be ridiculous. It's just, come on.
Well,
it's not.
Well, I tell people all the time, the hospital's got dock doors too. The hospital has a warehouse where we deliver gloves and sheets and soap and sanitizer. We deliver that to the hospital. Hospital wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the truck driver.
Exactly my point. That's
Yeah.
what I just said. They don't realize that your first responders, your first responder of your responders are your truck drivers. Without the truck drivers and these warehouse workers that's putting this stuff on the trucks, and the drivers is taking it and delivering it, without us, this country would be screwed.
Yeah.
You want to see how fast this virus crap can stop. And I'm trying to be nice and watch my language because I'm really irritated about it. But if you wanted to really see how fast that this virus would flatten out and go away, just put a bunch of restrictions on us or these drivers. Just shut the keys off in these trucks and tell the government, look, we're scared for our life too because we're out here trucking and this stuff. We're afraid we're going to get. Turn the keys off of these trucks or just park them.
Well,
just park them. Say, until the virus, till we get control of the virus, we're not working either because we're afraid of getting. I guarantee you, within 2 days, there wouldn't be no more virus. They'd have everybody be vaccinated, herd immunity, everything. Go back to normal. Rip the masks off, tear the plexiglass.
That's right.
Business as usual, gentlemen.
Well,
That's exactly what it would be.
Me and you have talked about this before. Every time something happens, and the truck drivers become essential because we're not essential until we become essential. When something bad happens, then they change the rules. Then the logbook rules don't matter. Just hey, drive whatever you want to drive. Haul as much weight as you want to haul. Hey, just like here just recently now the DOT put an exemption on all of the gasoline trucks hauling tankers so that they can get gas down to all the people that need gas. So hours of service doesn't matter anymore. They're hauling flammable liquid. But they can drive 15 hours a day, no big deal. Just go ahead and do it.
That's what I'm saying.
We need it. We need it bad.
It's not safe until they need us.
Exactly.
It's not safe for us to do that until they need us.
Exactly.
Exactly. You can't drive. You can't drive 14 hours and 5 minutes, or work 14 hours and 5 minutes a day. But let a natural disaster happen. Well, just forget it. Just throw the boat down and go, man. It don't matter how long you got to drive. If you get tired, lay down, take a nap for an hour or so. Get a little break and then get up and go again if you feel like it.
Well,
if it'll work during a major disaster, why won't it work any other time? Because again, there's too much money being made off the regulations, off the rules and regulations of these trucks. There's too many regulations on us. But again, like I said it before, and I'll say it again. These drivers out here and the companies, the drivers, owner operators, company drivers, everybody, they're so, they're so gullible. Because all they got to do is say, oh, we need you guys so bad. You're so important. We need you. Okay, we'll go save the world. They go out here and they do what they're asked to do and no questions asked. As soon as they don't need you no more, every scale in the country's opened up. They're DOT, they're putting you out of service. They're finding you. You're writing you up. They're doing everything. Well, cars running around flipping you off and everything else. But when they need you, they're more than glad to be your best friend.
Yep.
When they don't need you no more and everything's running smooth, they don't want you around them. And it'll never change. We're just talking one-on-one here, but it'll never change. The only one that can change it is us.
Yeah.
And you're never going to change that because you can't.
It's
Like
too,
you can't get two drivers to agree on a free.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, like, you can think that I could probably suspect that probably only about 20% of the industry, knows about Redneckanize or knows about Facebook drivers or anything like that.
Right.
But when I'm out there and I chat with drivers out on the road, sometimes they don't even know that there's YouTube videos about truck driving on YouTube. They don't know that. They or they're not on Facebook or whatever. It's amazing to me that these people, they don't. You know, it's like, well, how do you keep up with everything? It's like, oh, I'm not on Facebook. Well, then, you know, how do you keep up with the world? I don't understand, you know, and everything. It's kind of like when, like on Friends, when Joey met this woman, she didn't own a TV, and he says, well, then what's all your furniture pointed at? It's like, what do you mean you don't, you know, it's like, what do you mean you're not on Facebook?
Well, that's like the ATA, and they all want to brag about the American Trucking Association and how hard they work for the American truck drivers, and I know I'll get flack for this, but you know, big boy got broad shouldered, boy, I don't care. But OIDA, they're one of my biggest pet peeves right now, because I was a member of OIDA for years, and you know what? That is them, in my honest opinion, they're getting to be kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Because they go out and they do all this, oh, you know, we're out for the American truck driver, and they do all this, they preach and they carry on in these truck stop magazines and on these truck shows, these trucking channel shows on XM and stuff. The general public don't see that.
Right.
The cars don't see
right.
that.
Right.
They put a billboard up once in a while here or there. You know, the public sees, what the hell's that? We don't know what that is. All right, so it's another one for truck driver. Okay, but, you know, that right there, why don't they, you know, they pay Osborne. You know, I'm sure he's getting a pretty good check to go out. He drives around that truck and tries to get people signed up, you know, get them to you know, pay their dues, whatever, and join OIDA. Truck stop to truck stop to truck stop all year long. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but why don't they take some of that money that they're getting donated to them for fuel, whatever? Why don't they put some advertisement on daytime TV? You know, and said, I hear them once in a while, they'll say something on Fox or something about it, you know, during the OIDA or fighting the American trucker, whatever. Okay, take some of this stuff and buy some TV time.
Well, I mean,
TV commercials, do some radio commercials. Let the general public tell them what's going on. Don't tell the drivers. Hell, we already know what the problem is. You got to let the public know.
Yeah.
You know, the cars. You know, the private citizens out here that don't have any idea what's going on in the trucking industry.
Well, it's just like
all they know is we drive truck, we bring the stuff they need.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know people that live in the Kansas City area, and they know OIDA because there's a big building out there on the side of the interstate with their name on it, but they didn't realize that was a huge. Right. They didn't realize that was a huge national organization. They thought it was just some kind of little local organization only in Kansas City. You know, they didn't know that it was.
Exactly.
They didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, and I said, well, they
have no idea. People
yeah,
have no idea.
No idea. No, they don't even know that OIDA actually has an office in Washington D.C. You know, that they actually have something there, but I mean, we never hear from them except when we listen to them on the you know, the Road Dog channel or whatever, if they're still on there. I don't know, but yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
Man, I tell you what, this is getting my blood boiling already, and I was going to see.
Well, I'm sorry, I got a tendency to do that. I do it all the time, but I can't. You know, when it comes to stupidity, it's hard for me to.
Yeah.
It's 37 years from me out here.
See.
You know, and I've just seen it go. You know, actually, when it comes down to it, these drivers out here is worse off now than they was 20 years ago. I've watched since I got into this industry. It used to be fun. We had fun out here. We talked to people run the raid. They talked on their CBs. You know, yeah, we had the garbage out there. You know, you've always had that. But now, you know, Fort Worth out there was out 35. That big accident the other day. Was there 100 and some cars?
Yeah.
You know, vehicle pile up. How many people died in that? 9 or 10 people died in that.
Yeah. I think it came out to be 7. Yeah.
Nonsense. There's no reason. There's no reason for that. None.
Yeah.
You know, they had one down there outside of El Paso. They had one.
Yep.
They had one. Oh, they're everywhere. They just have multiple vehicle pileups all over this country. I mean, they just, you know, wham, wham, wham. There's no reason for that. So, you know, put radios in your truck. Use them when the weather's bad. Put your damn iPad down. Put your phone down. Quit texting. Get your foot off the dash.
Yeah.
You know, turn your cruise control off and your jake off. Turn the CD on and listen.
Yep.
Listen. That is your best road report, is that CB.
Yep.
The hell with what that radio wants to tell you or the news. Feel it in your ass. Your ass is in the seat. You can feel what that truck's doing.
Yep.
And if you feel that thing just slip a little bit, you know you're too fast.
Yep.
Slow down.
Yep.
You know, you got a speed limit, 65, 70 mile an hour through Dallas. How fast do you think them trucks and stuff was probably running when they was going through Dallas the other night?
Yeah.
When that wreck
Yeah.
happened in Fort Worth.
Yeah, a lot of them, they just got the cruise. Like I said before, they just got the cruise on. They're not even looking at the conditions. They just
Look at it on, yep. You look at it on that video. It didn't look like that FedEx ever even touched the brakes.
no.
That
Yeah.
truck never wiggled or nothing. He come down through there and just slammed right into them cars and right up over that Jersey barrier on top of them cars.
Yep.
Now give me a break. Come on.
Yep.
You know, there ain't none of them should have been running over about 30, 35 mile an hour. If that road was all ice like that, 35 was too fast. I come across there Thursday night from Texas through Dallas. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing but ice, and I was bobtailing. I bobtailed 600 mile back across there. And I'm here. My truck's on one piece. My fenders is on here. I'm done. I done good. I'm good. I did good. I'm thankful. I'm grateful of that. You know, but I come out across there, Texas, from out there by Rockwall and there's a little town. Anyway, Royce City. From there all the way to Texarkana, the roads was dry, bare, dry, snowed off on the side, all the way out there. I get out to Texarkana. It was pretty good for a while out through there, and then when you get out there around, just west of Fort Smith, out in there, starting out till you get over almost to Little Rock, it got nasty. There was a 15. I think they said it was 15-mile backup. Trucks and cars, bumper to bumper, in the right lane, 20 mile an hour for 15 miles, and the left lane had nobody in it. And it was just as bad as the right lane. I get you because I get over there. I said I just set my speed about 35. I'm bobtailing, and I ease up through there in left lane. Here goes Super Trucker. He's out there now. He's going to pass everybody. Well, you know, I'm out there. So what? I'm not speeding.
Right.
You know, what makes a difference if I'm out there by myself or I'm sitting there in line, and if one of you hits the brakes, every one of you is going to run into the back of you because there wasn't a half a car length distance between any of them. They might as well. And there was guys pulling off the right-hand shoulder and going to bed, setting the brakes, and going to sleep on the interstate. Yeah, that's real safe too.
Yeah, no.
Because they're e-logged.
Yep.
I was done. I was so over it. I couldn't take it. I got out. I said, when I got out, as soon as I got out past that, the rest of the way across, smooth sailing, man. I didn't see nothing. It was I had the road all to myself, clear to West Memphis, because I didn't see a soul.
Yep.
There hardly wasn't nobody out there, you know. Well, no, they're all sitting in traffic jams and truck stops. The ones who wasn't laying on their side over in the media strip and in the woods, you know.
Man.
But you hate to see that, because you just wonder how many people actually got hurt or died. That you'll never hear the numbers. You'll never hear the true numbers because
right.
they don't have any. They won't ever have a clue.
Yep.
It's crazy.